Well, my solution is bring
They
back
need
the
to bring
rapid
back
response
the hat.
and
No,
the
see, if
rangers.
happens
So
to
I just
live
came
in
home last week Monday and then so much stuff happening. I work on a cruise ship. I just on vacation
Not
right now for my
everyone
age.
that is a prison that is guilty, but we have a university center criminals.
It's Valentine's Day, and everywhere you pass, every storefront, every sidewalk tray, even makeshift vehicle shops, the color red covers everything, like a citywide convention of the ruling political party. Red hats, teddy bears, edible undies, chocolate and perfume all line the city streets and shop windows and doors. We're also a couple of weeks away from the celebration of 35 years of independence. Shouldn't the streets be covered in blue, yellow, white, and black instead? I'm Shane. Welcome to another episode of Solutions, Answers from the People, simple solutions offered by St. Lucians. Before we discuss independence, let's ask the people about a somewhat related issue. In years past, parents would encourage their children to become lawyers, accountants, doctors, or teachers, careers that held some sort of perceived social status and allowed you to make money. To tell a parent you wanted to be a dancer or a chef would present a clear and present danger to oneself and a definite dismissal of the discussion. We know now that these kinds of jobs are just as prestigious, for want of a word, as the traditional careers. How do we now create an interest in these non-traditional jobs, encourage children to follow these career paths, and create a wider range of trained individuals? We asked the people, what is your solution to create a more diverse workforce? Let's hit the streets and hear what the people had to say.
I find it very sad that in St. Lucia that most people don't recognize different job aspects as being a painter, a musician, a dancer, an artist, a chef. If it wasn't for Nina Compton, maybe a lot of people would not maybe want to get into cooking. But parents, most importantly, need to take the time to find out what the kids want to do, because a profession might not be the best when chosen by a parent.
The main idea is through education. You would have to indicate to the children that there are other opportunities out there. You have to look into their interests and let them follow their interests. In that way, we would create employment because they will be going into fields that are not traditional. And as a matter of fact, this would be better for the economy because you don't have too many people qualified in one area. So there would be a lot more jobs available. They'll be creating jobs, as a matter of fact. This, I think, would be the best way for it to go.
Okay, well, basically, I just believe that parents should really help their kids in following their dreams. For example, take Nina, for example. She wanted to be a chef, and look how far she went and how far she brought St. Lucia. And that's basically it. Your kid wants to, like you said, your kid wants to be, I'd say, for example, a painter. And you would want your kid to be a doctor. And no matter how much you may think the doctor would be better, but if that's what a child really wants to do, I honestly believe that you should just let them follow their dreams, honestly speaking.
you get them the required facilities to do because this is their own choice. So you give them the required facilities to help them grow up, build it up to be what they want to become. Yeah.
I believe what that can be done is we should be forming more unions as artists and musicians, and those of us who are not in the conventional office jobs, the straight 9 to 5s, because a 9 to 5 is not for everyone. I think the problem with a lot of the people in the entertainment industry is that we are not unified. Everyone is greedy. No one wants to see the greater good of entertainment and art in St. Lucia. They're always looking at making a quick buck right now. So I think another thing is too, we lack vision in St. Lucia. A lot of our figureheads lack vision. So I think once we are unionized and we actually come together to build on what is a vision, then we will be more than perfect, in a good position to actually propel the arts to go forward in St. Lucia and entertainment. Because if you really look at it right now, we don't really make a salary, and everyone in entertainment, besides a 9 to 5, has a part-time salary, and we can't really survive off that. And I don't want, like, when the next 20 years come around and people my age have children, that if they want to go into the industry, that they have to leave St. Lucia, because all that causes brain drain. So
No, I'm just saying you just can't force a child to do a career of your choice. It has to be what the child wants. You just have, see where the child is going, what his or his ability or whatever, and encourage him in that way, him or her in that way, and he let him excel in whatever his choice is.
I have been doing limbo dancing for over 18 years, and my group performs at the hotels. Now, people long time ago when I just started, they used to look at limbo dancing as degrading, like you go to the hotel and you're dancing for white people and you're whining and stuff like that. We have brought in limbo dance. We have brought limbo dance to an art form now, where it's actually contemporary dancing, calypso dancing, African dancing, and we've created an art out of it. So I right now look at my dance group as a very respectable dance group. And not only that, I mean, as a career, I've made a career out of it. I have passed several jobs here in St. Lucia, and my limbo dancing it pays more. Okay, so my solution to this, to parents who kids want to be an artist, they want to be a musician, a painter. You see that kind of talent in a child. Don't look at it as a hobby and say, oh, I don't want you to do that. I want you to be a lawyer. I want you to be a doctor. Because you never know what that child will become. And if you look at Nina Compton, who's a perfect example, I mean, she was encouraged because that's what she wanted to do. And her parents didn't tell her, oh, no, 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 we want you to be this or that. And I have a daughter, and whatever she wants to become, I will definitely encourage her. So I think there need to be more institutes in St. Lucia where you can send your kids to nourish that ability that they have.
These were just some of the answers from the people. We'll take a break now. When we come back, more solutions. Welcome back to Solutions. We asked the people for their solution to build a more diverse workforce.
You have to be with them, you have to look over them, encourage them, strengthen them, not to discourage them. Even then you maybe see they're taking a step towards a failure. You don't have to allow your children to see they failing, you have to make them pass, and you have to be there with them time to time as much as you can. It could be in any sort of section of trade or whatsoever they want to do. Encouragement is the best thing, and time for your children is the best thing to devote.
Yeah, well, there's always the argument between liberal arts and vocational arts. So, some people are left brain works, some people right brain works. So, a lot of our kids are not, academically inclined, and they get pushed aside on the wayside. Or we have to create more vocational schools like there used to be, of the MON. We need more schools like, to get kids who could use their hands and their left side of their brain. All right, everybody's not cut out to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a pharmacist or whatever, So it's up to the parents and the schools and to push them in that direction.
To encourage the development of a more diversified workforce in St. Lucia, I think that we need to put more emphasis on training the children from school, have more skills development centers, and from there they would go out and be the plumbers and the painters. Because if it's not being done in the schools, going out there, I do not think there are enough skills development centers out there for adults, so it should start at the schools. Because not every child is capable of taking in the academics. So instead of focusing our attention on making sure every child goes to a secondary school, we should make sure that every child, if the child is not capable of taking in the academics, make sure that the child can go to a school and learn a skill.
There is a basic level of education we all need. So parents have a right to supervise the children up to a certain point. But when you get to a certain age, when you start to develop and have your own tastes, then parents and teachers should work more closely with young persons to decide on what they really want to do. And even stage it out. So when you're 18, when you're 20, you should be able to choose what you really want to do before even going off to university sometimes. So it's a matter of planning and focusing on the individual rather than the education, developing human beings so you can be conscious of what's happening around and see where the jobs lie, where your interests lie, and match that with what school you go to, what subject you choose, and so on. It's all about critical thinking.
Well, I don't think you can develop a nation, a country, without having technical vocational individuals. You need engineers, you need carpenters, you need masons. So I think we need to broaden our scope as it relates to training and development.
Well, now that we know that really and truly comprehensive, Castro's Comprehensive School was really the main school on the island that really looked at technical skills. Supporting them is Leon Hess. I think it's a case that we have actually failed our population because a lot of the schools are basically their priority is academics, and not everybody is an academic, and if you do not get the avenue of being able to build other skills, definitely you're flunking out of school. So it's something that the government needs to consider and look into how possible it is, but it's also a case where it needs to be a collaboration. The private sector also needs to chip in, the community needs to chip in.
Let's talk independence now. St. Lucians generally seem very nonchalant about the celebration of the country's independence. To many, it's just another holiday, to relax at home, go to the beach, a boat ride, or join a busload of drunken party animals going from village to village along the coast, showing off their dancing skills through the windows of a moving bus. It seems very few people understand the importance of the day and what it means to us as St. Lucians. We asked the people, what is your solution to instill a deeper sense of patriotism and national pride in St. Lucians?
It's supposed to start home, at school, and the community to come together to celebrate independence, the same way we're celebrating Valentine, Christmas, and other stuff. So,
for independence, what they should do is enlighten the schools with the welfare of the country and what they have achieved since independence.
It must be taught in the school on a larger basis. I mean, put more sense into it in school, starting from the schools. And then afterwards it becomes part of you. Apart from that, there's nothing else you can do. But you must start small first, first things first. And then everything will take it into consideration, and then everybody will grow with it in their blood and respect it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think that right now, I think people are beginning to realize that independence is a lot more seasonal opposed to annual, if you understand what I'm saying. Because what really happens is that as St. Lucians, we're taught to be bandwagonists. So, okay, it's approaching independence. Everybody's independence. I'm a St. Lucian. But what are we doing year round to be a St. Lucian? On our radio stations, our music is hardly played unless it's soca, like Fair Bumper, Patak Patak Tak, or things like that. There is hardly any St. Lucian diversity in our society. So I think right now what we should aspire to achieve, is that St. Lucian diversity in our culture, and that's how we will be fully independent.
Well, to be frankly with you, I think independence is a very significant item with our culture because we're supposed to be independent, not dependent. And the depending of people is not communicating because we have a lack of communication where we're supposed to unite as one because the federal country fought for that, not to keep the colonial days chains on us without being seen. And the significance of what I feel about independent people don't take it seriously enough. They take the party, the disco, the thing, but Independence Day is a significant of being liberated from all obstacles of being self-sufficient. Instead we've been independent, we've not been independent, we've been dependent on what's coming in, but not what's going out.
I think that our St. Lucian public are not as patriotic as they used to be. I think we need to come together as a people. I mean, I understand the process of marching and showing what it is to our heritage, but I think if we come to Beausejour, bring out our
soca artists, our artists together, give our people something to really enjoy. That would be a better way to celebrate coming together as a people instead of, not to be frank, but marching in the hot sun. I mean, St. Lucian's like a freeness, so give them a freeness.
More solutions coming up after this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Solutions on Choice TV. The people are telling us how we can be more patriotic as St. Lucians.
I believe people must begin to honor their country. It's their country. And St. Lucia is nice. I have traveled all over the place and I love St. Lucia. And we should honor our flag, our government, our position. We should unite ourselves together and just be, that's our country, and build our country up.
Independent, we have to realize and remember Independence Day. We have to remember the meaning of it, what we always do for independence. So for us to be more patriotic and good to like independence and remember it, we must, if we have to celebrate Valentine's, those who believe in it, because there are people who don't believe in it. So those who believe in it may celebrate Valentine's, but if next week at one time we have Independence Day, we have to remember it, and they got so many things we have to do. We have people here, great people here we have which have worked even in independence time, so that we need to honor them, you know, remember them, and the things they do, we need to like shine a brighter light on it so then people can know it. We cannot like cover it, and as we're going further away from independence, we're just making it just the day remembering. We're not doing nothing towards it. We got to do things that will rise it and always keep it shining, so we'll remember that that day was a special day and a special time for us all St. Lucians.
Well, the independence when I was growing up, going to RC Boys School, it was kind of different. Everybody should be looking out for independence. But now, maybe weeks, you get to know, well, independence is around the corner, and then people rush in to plan certain stuff like that. But I don't know. But I think the government or the people themselves should come more together, like St. Vincent. St. Vincent take pride in the independence. Grenada, Dominica, all those countries take pride in independence. But St. Lucia, like, it comes and goes, and maybe next day you get to know, yes, there was independence.
Well, independence, I will say that the government should unite and bring St. Lucians back together. Because 1 minute is Labour, we fighting among ourselves like politicians. If the country come together, will be the best thing for independence. That's all I have to say.
I think more promotion should be done. That's all. Promote, the government promote.
Okay, I think that we need to decentralize the independence celebrations more, because usually we have one big parade and it's usually in Castries. So we should decentralize to go out into the art districts. The art districts, we usually have our minor parades. Not parades, in fact, celebrations with the children, but that's not enough. That's not enough. And the people out there just see independence as a day to stay home and relax, right? I find people who are not in St. Lucia, St. Lucians overseas, are making a bigger fuss out of independence. We see their flags flying all over the place, and I'm walking around there today and I can hardly see a St. Lucian flag.
The question is, are we truly happy that we are independent, or do people really appreciate or see value in being independent? So the same way we celebrate Carnival and we jump up because it's Carnival time, are we happy that we are free to run our own affairs? And are we happy with the governance of the country now? Would we be better off colonialized? Ask ourselves the questions. But I think for the celebrations, we should focus on communities, although it's a lot more expensive branching out the celebrations, but we need to invest in community development so persons can celebrate at home.
I think it's education. I think education. We have to educate people. We have to provide information that's necessary. In ignorance, people can make a contribution. But if they're educated, then they can make decisions, rational decisions. So I think we need to educate the public so that they can make the kind of rational decision that's necessary.
First question you have given me, I'm speechless, really. I have no suggestions. I know how I carry St. Lucia everywhere I go. I don't know how to tell others to be.
And that was the final word from the streets. The present administration made a bold move when they came into power, with the creation of a ministry specifically for the creative industries. That was a clear indication of a shift in the perception of traditional careers to a more open-minded understanding of the endless possibilities of the creative arts. While the new ministry was welcomed by many, one still asked, has the education policy and curriculum been amended to begin to recognize, harness, and train artists and artisans for the creative industries from the schools? It's interesting to note that the 2013 and 2014 government priority list for national training outlines 12 areas for undergraduate training in the creative arts, from music, acting and dance choreography to sound and light engineering, animation, screenplay writing, and production management. Under the education sector, in both post and undergraduate studies, specialization in visual and performing arts, music, art, and drama education were listed as priorities for training. Can we get a round of applause, please? The next step is to ensure that every secondary school has an auditorium. Music, dance, and theater arts are offered up to CXA level. Music specialists are available from infant to secondary schools. Literature is not paired as an optional subject against something like information technology. And we open a division of creative and performing arts at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Now we need to do more as a nation to celebrate our independence. And the onus does not just fall on the government. Each and every person must celebrate. It begins with us as individuals. Patriotism is not something that can be taught. It comes with the love of country, and that with knowing your country. We have to teach our children the beauty of this country, our history, our national symbols and what they mean, our heroes, our language and its true beauty, our music, the physical country itself, towns and villages, places of interest, and the story of the struggle for independence. We have to give people something to be proud of. Not just proud of the history of our country and its people, but also a deep, immeasurable sense of pride in the present, and most importantly, proud to be a part of the future of St. Lucia. That's it for today. If you have something to say, we want to hear you. Look out for the Choice TV crew for a chance to present your solution to the country. Now, if you have a burning question you want us to ask the people, we can do that too. Send us an email with your hot burning issue at solution@choice39.tv. That's SOLUCIAN@choice39.tv. Join us again next week for more Solutions.
Well, my solution is bring back the rapid response.
No, see, if that was
So I just came home last week Monday and had so much stuff happening. I work on a cruise ship. I just on vacation.
Not everyone that's in the prison that is guilty, but we have a university center criminal.